did I end up joining?
How did I end up joining Creatus? What made me think, yes, this is the choir for me?
Sacred music is an inherited tradition that belongs to all humanity. It deserves to be kept alive not only in concert halls and conservatories, but also in active worship. I don't think there are enough choirs who take up this mission of keeping sacred music available to congregations, but in a way that also evangelizes to the general public. I kind of googled and joined Creatus because they see their role in this keenly.
My husband and I were looking online for a choral group that sings sacred music out of a love for God and a desire to share His beauty. We stumbled upon Creatus and its annual concert, Sacred Choral Stories. That's when we decided that we found what we were seeking.
My husband is the music director, and he thought that having 2 children was not enough, and he thought that maybe we need a 3rd child called Creatus, and so he birthed Creatus, but he can't birth anything without me, and that's why I'm in Creatus.
I'm the founder as well as the music director for Creatus Chamber Singapore. Well, the origins of Creatus go way back to, I think, 2016. Back then, when I was leading the church choir, I thought perhaps there would be a group who would be more interested in discovering the details and a more advanced repertoire of sacred music. Because we were serving from a church context, yes, we had to serve the various liturgies of the church. And so therefore we had to delve into the historical repertoire prepared for these liturgies. But the choir at that time might not have had the bandwidth nor the ability to go deeper. Our repertoire at the time would be, our ability at the time would be quite limited, myself included. But there was this yearning, this enthusiasm, this hunger for more. Church, sacred music would span centuries, hundreds of years, from various continents and countries and periods in time. From antiquity to Renaissance to the classical to the romantic, baroque, as well as the modern period. And we are still discovering works by composers who continue to compose by composers who continue to write music for today's liturgies. And not just that, but also an experimentation to see what works, what would be an interpretation for choral artistry in terms of the sacred music realm. So we started this project actually, I wouldn't say that it was a group that I had in mind, but it was just a project, an experiment. We cobbled together a couple of choristers who were then serving church, and to conscientiously study the details of repertoire that's a bit more advanced. And so we started from there. Initially there were just 9 of us, 2 for every part and myself. And it has been a journey of self-discovery. Myself as well as expanding our educational, as well as expanding our choral education. But also discovering the stories behind the music that we sing, the composers, where they come from, the period that they were living in, what's it like, the cultural context, the nuances. All these things make up the music. Yes, we sing the music and the text accompanies the music, but more than that, the circumstances of the time that these composers were living in at that time. Are we able to get a glimpse of that and then put that into our music? I know it's far-fetched, and every composer, every choir would have a different approach to it, but it has brought us this far, 10 years, from 2016 to today. What delights me most is the growth and the development of each and every chorister that I've worked with, who have entrusted me with their time and their singing talent. We come together to discover together, we journey together. Yes, there are failures, there are hiccups, there have been pieces where we just couldn't manage and spend time learning, but couldn't perform, just because we weren't good enough, or we weren't able to unlock the intricacies of what would make that music work. And so through time that has come, we have grown individually as well as a choir, as a chamber. The challenges of singing in the chamber is that every voice counts. We can't hide behind a big choir, we can't hide behind a big section. Maybe there are like 15 voices in a section and we can wing it, maybe skip a couple of notes here and there, or maybe if we are not too sure of a certain phrase or text, we can hide behind the other voices. But in a chamber that is as small as ours, every voice counts. Every voice brings so much into the music. And we take each singer's perspective and sharing and their interpretation into consideration to see what would work best for that line or for that section or for that piece that we're working on.